You are standing in a small elevator. The walls are made of polished steel. They are so shiny you can see your own reflection, but you don't recognize yourself. Your face looks pale. Your tie is a little bit crooked. The air in the elevator is thin and smells like lemon floor cleaner and expensive perfume. It is very cold. That sharp air-conditioned cold that makes the hair on your arms stand up. You are holding a folder. Your palms are sweaty and the paper is starting to feel damp and soft under your fingers. You walk onto a thick blue carpet. It is so soft that your footsteps make no sound. It feels like walking on a cloud, but your heart feels like a stone. You reach the large glass door at the end of the hall. Behind the desk sits a woman with silver hair and eyes that look like they can see into your soul. She doesn't look up. She just says, "The CEO is ready for you. You have 2 minutes to tell him why we should hire you. Don't waste his time." Your mouth is dry. It feels like you have a handful of sand in your throat. You walk into the office. The sun is shining through a massive window. The CEO turns his chair. He looks at you and says the 4 most terrifying words in the English language. "So, tell me about yourself." In that moment, your brain goes blank. It's like a television with no signal, just white noise. You know your name, you know your age, but who are you? How do you say it with confidence when your knees are shaking?
Oh, Josh, I've been in that elevator. I can still smell that lemon cleaner in my memories. It's a nightmare.
It really is, Carla. It's the moment of truth. And welcome to Radio English, everyone. I am Josh. I am here in the studio, and I'll be honest, I'm leaning back so far in this chair, I might fall over. It's an old leather chair, and it smells like a library. You know that smell? Old books in vanilla.
I know exactly what you mean. And I am Carla. I am sitting across from Josh. I'm currently holding a very heavy ceramic mug of ginger tea. The steam is tickling my nose and it's a bit spicy. It's perfect for today because we are talking about confidence.
Yes, how to talk about yourself without feeling like a liar or a boring person.
It's a skill, not a gift.
Exactly. And listeners, listen to me. I have a secret. My grandfather was a master of conversation. He had a golden rule. 3 specific words you should never say when you describe yourself. If you use these words, people stop listening. At the very end of part 2, I will tell you those 3 words. They will change your life. But bear with me because we need to build your foundation first.
Josh, let's talk about that moment in the office. Why do we go blank? We live with ourselves every day. We should be experts on me.
Think about a movie trailer. You know those 2-minute videos at the cinema,
Of course, I love them. Sometimes they're better than the movie.
right? Now imagine a movie trailer that just shows a list of text on a black screen. This movie is 90 minutes long. It has 3 actors. It was filmed in Vancouver. It cost $10 million. Would you go see that movie?
No way. That sounds like a math homework assignment.
Exactly, but that is how most people talk about themselves. I'm 30 years old. I studied accounting. I live in Madrid. I like dogs. You're giving people a list of ingredients, but you aren't giving them the cake.
Like that. I'm a cake, not a list. But wait, Josh, I have a fake memory from my first interview. I was so nervous that I told the manager I was a very good sleeper.
You said that in an interview?
Yes, I wanted to say I was well rested and energetic, but my brain broke. I sounded like a baby, not a professional. It's because I didn't have a story. I only had facts.
This is the secret, Carla. Facts are boring. Stories are sticky. When you tell a story, it sticks to the other person's brain. Imagine you're a product on a shelf in a supermarket. There are 100 boxes of cereal. They all have the same ingredients. Which one do you buy? You buy the one with the beautiful picture and the interesting story.
So when the CEO asks, "Tell me about yourself," he isn't asking for my age.
No, he's asking, what is your flavor? Why are you different from the other 99 boxes of cereal? Let that sink in for a second. Most people are afraid to be different, so they act the same. But in English, the same is invisible. I have a friend named Miguel. He's an architect, a brilliant one, but he had no confidence. When he talked about himself, he sounded like a robot. I design buildings. I use AutoCAD. I have 10 years of experience.
He sounds professional, but a bit cold, like a stone floor.
Exactly. He went to 5 interviews and got 0 jobs. He came to me and said, "Josh, I'm invisible." So we went to a park. We sat on a wooden bench. I could smell the pine trees and hear the kids playing. I told him, "Forget the buildings. Tell me why you like stone."
That's a strange question.
He looked at me and his eyes changed. He said, "When I was a boy in Italy, my grandfather was a stonemason. I remember the sound of his hammer, tink, tink, tink. I remember the dust on his hands." He told me that stones have memories. When I design a building, I'm not just drawing lines, I'm giving a home to memories.
Wow. Now that is a person I want to hire. I don't care about his AutoCAD skills anymore. I care about his heart.
Right, he took that story to his next interview. He described the smell of the stone dust and the sound of the hammer. He didn't just state facts, he painted a picture in the room. He got the job in 10 minutes.
You know, I think we're afraid of being too much. We think we should be quiet and modest.
Modesty is for your private life, Carla. In a conversation about your goals, modesty is a wall. It's like having a Ferrari and keeping it in the garage under a dusty blanket. You have to take the blanket off. You have to show the red paint.
I am a red Ferrari. I love it. But Josh, what if someone has a normal life? What if they don't have a grandfather from Italy with a hammer?
Everyone has a why. Maybe your why is that you love organizing things because it makes you feel safe. Maybe you love English because you want to understand the lyrics of your favorite songs. Your why is the engine of your confidence. Carla, I want to show you something. I have it here on the table. It's an unmarked envelope. It's heavy, and the paper feels old, a little bit like sand.
Where did you get that?
I found it in my grandfather's old desk. It was hidden behind a secret drawer. On the front, it says, "For the person who wants to be heard."
Have you opened it?
I opened it this morning. Inside, there is a map, but it's not a map of a city. It's a map of a human voice. It shows exactly where confidence comes from in the throat and the chest.
Is that real or is it a metaphor?
It's both. My grandfather believed that confidence is a physical place, and on this map, there is a secret coordinate, a set of numbers that represents the perfect balance of breath and tone.
And are you going to give us those numbers?
I am, but only when we finish the training, because if you have the coordinates but you don't know how to drive the car, you will still get lost.
Josh, look at the door. There's someone standing in the hallway of the studio. They've been watching us for 5 minutes.
Who is it?
I don't know. They're wearing a long coat and holding a folder that looks exactly like the one from your story. And they just pointed at the envelope in your hand.
Okay, they're gone. Whoever that was in the hallway, they're gone now. Carla, my heart is still pounding like a drum. Let's stay focused. We need to talk about the deep dive into confidence.
Take a breath, Josh. Let's look at the science. Why is it that we can talk to our friends for hours, but the moment a boss or a stranger asks about us, our brain turns into a desert?
It's because of how we view ourselves. Let's use a long analogy here. Imagine your identity is like a massive, ancient museum. Bear with me on this because it's the key to everything. Inside this museum, there are thousands of rooms. One room has your childhood toys. Another room has your first job. Another room has that time you traveled to London and got lost in the rain. Most of us, when we talk about ourselves, we act like a bad tour guide. We walk into the museum, turn off all the lights, and point a tiny, shaky flashlight at a boring list of dates on a wall. We say, "I am an accountant. I have worked for 5 years." But imagine if you were a master curator. Imagine your identity is like a grand art gallery. Instead of a dark room, you have high ceilings and beautiful lights. You don't show the visitor every single room. That would be exhausting. They don't need to see the storage basement or the broken chairs. Confidence is the act of choosing the most beautiful painting in your gallery and standing in front of it with pride. Think of it like this. If you go to the Louvre in Paris, you don't look at every single piece of wood and stone. You go to the Mona Lisa. You go to the highlights. When you talk about yourself, you are not lying by only showing the highlights. You are being a good curator. You are respecting the listener's time. If you describe your museum as a dark, boring place, the listener will believe you. But if you describe it as a place of color and history, even if the history is simple, they will want to buy a ticket. They will want to stay in your gallery for a long time. Confidence is simply the lighting you choose for your own story.
Whoa, Josh, stop the tour for a second. I think I'm lost in the museum. Viewers, wake of your ears, it is time for the confidence or cringe quiz.
I'm ready. My lighting is on.
I will give you a sentence someone says in an interview. You tell me if it's confidence or cringe. Question 1. I am the best worker in the world and I never make mistakes.
Oh, total cringe. That sounds like an ego, not confidence. True confidence is being honest.
Correct. Question 2. I'm still learning, but I'm very fast at solving problems when I have a goal.
That's confidence. It shows growth and a can-do attitude.
Last one. I don't really have many skills. I'm just a normal person.
That's the dusty blanket we talked about. It's cringe because it's too modest. You are invisible. Speaking of being invisible, let's look at some power words to make our B1 listeners stand out. We have 5 words. Carla, let's start with versatile.
Josh, versatile is a word for a kitchen tool, like a knife that can cut bread and tomatoes.
Exactly, and a versatile person can do many different things. In an interview, don't say I can do many things. Say I am a versatile professional. It sounds like you are a high-quality tool.
Okay, word 2, impactful.
That sounds like a car crash. Impact.
No, it means having a strong effect. I want my work to be impactful. It means you want to change things for the better. It's a very confident word because it shows you care about results.
Word 3 is resilient. This is my favorite.
It describes something that can be pushed or bent, but it comes back to the original shape, like a rubber band. A resilient person has a bad day, but they bounce back the next morning. It's the ultimate B1 confidence word.
Word 4 is collaborative.
This is the fancy way to say I play well with others. If you say I like people, you sound like a child. If you say I thrive in a collaborative environment, you sound like a leader.
And word 5 is authentic.
A-U-T-H-E-N-T-I-C. It means real, not a copy, not a fake. My confidence is authentic because it comes from my experience.
Okay, Carla, now my grandfather's golden rule. The 3 words you must never use when you talk about yourself.
I'm ready. The studio is silent. Tell us.
The 3 words are just, only, and maybe.
Why? They seem so small.
They are confidence killers. Listen to the difference. I am just a student versus I am a student. I only worked there for a year versus I worked there for a year. Maybe I am good at English versus I am good at English.
Wow, you're right. Just makes you sound small. Only makes your experience sound unimportant. And maybe makes you sound like you don't trust yourself.
Exactly. And the secret coordinate on the map I found wasn't a place on Earth. It was a frequency. The numbers were 478.
4, 7, 8?
It's a breathing technique. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, exhale for 8 seconds. This coordinate sends a signal to your brain that says, you are safe. The CEO is not a lion. You are the curator of your own museum.
Josh, I feel like I can walk into any office in the world right now and tell my story.
You can, Carla, and so can our listeners. Remember, take the blanket off the Ferrari, turn on the lights in your gallery,
and delete the word just from your vocabulary.
If you loved this episode, you must watch our deep dive on thinking clearly in stressful situations next. It's the perfect partner for this lesson.
Now, our question for the comments. Tell us one thing about yourself, but you are not allowed to use the words just, only, or maybe. We want to see your B1 power.
Like and subscribe to Radio English. It helps us stay impactful.
My name is Josh.
And I am Carla.
Be authentic, be versatile, and we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.